Hey gearheads, and welcome to a Garage Talk review. I'm Corey.
And I'm Matt.
And today we are talking about this beautiful wolf gray Kia K5 midsize sedan.
Brand spanking new.
I know. Huge thanks to Pelche Kia. All right, Matt, so what are your thoughts initially on the design of this car?
Design overall, I love. I love the lines, I love the sharp edges, I love the headlights, the taillights, the wheels. Probably my favorite part though has got to be this swept back, fastback look that this car has. That C-pillar draws all the way back into the trunk.
And if you really come in and look at it, it's like, I don't know.
It's continuous.
And they do this awesome thing back here kind of to fool the eye and make the trunk look a whole lot smaller,
right?
Giving it that more aggressive stance with the long hood and short trunk, making you think the window comes all the way down, making you think it's a hatchback,
right?
But in reality, it's a regular trunk that opens
just like a regular trunk.
Now, one downside, these hinges will crush anything in their way.
Yeah.
So, not the best trunk design, in my opinion. Now, Pelche Kia was gracious enough to give us the GT line. And what the GT line is basically a sport appearance package. It's not the big bad GT with the big engine and the dual clutch 8-speed transmission, but it's got all the right looks. So whether it's the new Tiger Shark front end or these blacked out accents all across the front, you've got sporty intention in the design. And I absolutely love this heartbeat line that the designers put on the turn signals. We've also got full LED headlights on this one. Really look sharp. LED fog lights as well. One thing about this wolf gray color that I absolutely love, it's unique and different and understated, but it helps you see all the awesome body lines that the designers have put in all across this vehicle, and really shows the athleticism and the crisp, taut design language of the new Kia. Now, we've joked between you and I that this is not a GT.
Right.
It's GT line.
Yes.
So therefore it's still got the 1.6 liter engine that all the other models have. It doesn't really have any more sport tuning. This one is an all-wheel drive model, and we absolutely love that. It also comes with Pirelli P0 tires. Same type of tire that came on my 2012 Camaro SS with 426 horsepower to the rear wheels.
These are an all-weather P0 though, not quite the all-summer that would have come on your Camaro.
Yes. All right, Matt, we've made it around to the back end. And you can see where the Stinger styling really comes into play here with this dotted light bar that goes across the back. It's an LED incandescent system, so you can see your turn signals are still incandescent, but all the rest, accent lighting, is pure LED.
I love the blacked out lip spoiler.
Yes.
The black accents through the bumper here.
Now, I'm going to stop you right there, Matt, because as part of the GT line package to look like the GT, we've got a lot of looks, but that's all they are.
Yeah.
These exhausts, fake. I shouldn't be able to touch this right now because it's so daggum hot.
Right.
But the actual exhaust pipe is hidden back behind here, and it turns down just on this side. If you go for the GT model, you'll get a quad exhaust out the back.
Okay.
Worth paying the extra money for that. So yeah, there is tons of tech on this rig, and I want you to experience it all. So I turned it all on for you.
Right.
And
how do I turn it off?
I'll let you figure that one out.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So we've got lane keep, We've got some active steering that's really great on the highway. Maybe not so much driving around the city like we're doing now.
It's a little different.
But making sure you stay in your lane. We've got blind spot monitoring, so it'll beep at you if you even try and get over when somebody's in your way. Lots of tech. This is an all-wheel drive model, and you only get it with the 1.6 liter engine, which is a little bit of a bummer because I would love to have the Go Fast GT, full-fledged GT with the more powerful engine and all-wheel drive, but you had to stick with front-wheel drive on that one. So on this one, though, you have a little drive screen that shows where the power is being sent as you give it a little power.
Right. I'm noticing, like, when I put the pedal down, it is still front-wheel biased, but it's not excessive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a front-engine, transversely mounted vehicle anyway, so there's going to be some bias to it towards the front.
And for those of you that don't know what he just said,
the motor sideways. That's what that means. Transverse, motor sideways. It's an automatic, so I don't get to, you know, move a shifter around, kind of a thing. But you know, I can kick it down, you know, do 40 miles an hour, third gear at 3,500 RPM, and it won't go any lower than that at the moment. Yeah. They were out of the way.
You love technology. Not bad.
I mean, I would really like to spend some time in the GT.
Yeah.
Because, like, this one, 190 horsepower, 180 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
But it's a big car.
It is a big car.
It grew over the Optima that it replaces.
Right.
It's wider, it's longer, it's lower, all the right dimensions over the Optima.
It is nice. It sits a little lower, kind of a little more streamlined. Follows some of the Stinger design with the seat pillar moved back almost to the corner of the trunk. Really like that. That's a stop sign I should probably stop for. So what were you saying about the brakes?
So the brakes, you and I have both independently noted this. I got in it at the dealership. Again, it was a rainy day when I picked it up, but I noticed instantly the brakes work.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I could, on the end of the car would stop. Yeah.
Took very little getting used to for me. I don't know about for you, but you realize they bite and they bite quick.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I don't know if it's because I have an 8-year-old car and I've just gotten used to squishy brakes, but they work in this. So very responsive brakes. And like I said, it took no time for me to get used to them.
Yeah.
And I was not throwing myself into the dash by the time I got home from my 2.5 mile trip.
Getting used to it.
So we are headed down some of our favorite, mine especially, driving roads here in East Texas around beautiful Lake Tyler. And what I absolutely love about some of these roads is for a car like this, with GT in the name, there's some sporty intentions behind it. And so here we've got twists and turns, elevation changes.
Right.
So we can truly test out, you know, where the power is being sent as we're going high, going low, and twisting and turning around the corners, and, you know, truly test out everything that this car has to offer.
I'll go back to the GT line versus the GT thing.
The GT line is a sport appearance package meant to look like the GT, full-fledged GT,
right?
But without some of, again, the tuning, the bigger engine.
All the look and none of the go.
Yeah, so to speak.
Yeah.
If I'm going with a car in today's crossover crazed world, if I'm going with a car, I want one that looks sporty. May not want to fork over the cash to get the one that actually goes sporty, or may not want to make some of the sacrifices, because again, you can only get all-wheel drive on this, whereas the GT is stuck with front drive only.
Sure. But the GT does get an additional 110 horsepower and 126 foot-pounds of torque.
And it is actually faster than a BMW 330i.
No kidding.
Yeah, they like to tout that on all their press materials.
That's fantastic. So again, I would like to spend a little time behind it, but this is the car that most everybody's going to buy. don't misunderstand me. This car is not a slouch. It's not like a Jeep Renegade with the gutless bi-turbo or shark or whatever they call that thing.
Tiger Shark 4-cylinder?
Yeah, that one. That you mat it and wait 3 days for it to reach 60 miles an hour. This will get up and go pretty well.
Yep. So we are hitting all of the good corners and elevation changes right now. So go ahead and put it through its... All right. Okay. You can scare the crap out of me. Yeah. Truly just enjoying some of these twisty roads on a beautiful weekend.
Unless I'm behind the wheel.
I mean,
I might be pushing
me and the camera equipment might need a brace for the next corner.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you're having fun scaring the crap out of me around these corners.
I'm not going that fast.
Well, it's different when you're not the one with the steering wheel in front of you.
I've only heard the tires squeal a time or two. I will say it is very composed. It is very even on this rougher, older asphalt with some holes and cracks and things in it. It's still, you put it in a corner and it goes through the corner.
Yep. It follows the line that you want, and so you mentioned it was front-wheel drive biased, which is true, but you don't really feel it when carving the corners.
Not really.
And we understand that most people buying a K5 are not looking for stinger level performance.
Sure.
They're looking for a little bit of fun on the weekends like we're doing here. This gives you everything you need.
Absolutely.
Brakes work.
I'm not pushing them that hard. All right, traction control disabled.
Not bad acceleration.
No, not bad at all.
Nothing
Not
you're
bad
just
at all.
going to write home about and be
Sure.
like, oh my gosh, I just got the sportiest car in the world.
No.
But for a sticker of 30,000 I love this thing.
Oh, it's
For a family hauler, this thing is gorgeous. And kind of makes me wonder why so many people are SUV crazed, which is kind of the market that Kia is going after with this. So they're betting pretty big. Yeah, thinking about it.
Yeah, well, I don't have it quite on the floor. There's.
So Kia, with their midsize sedan, they realized that they're going big. So they pulled back the Optimo name that was only here in the States, and they went with the global name of K5.
Right.
And they're really hoping to pump some energy back into the midsize sedan market, because for the longest time it was the bread and butter of the American car market.
Oh, yeah.
Now everybody is going to crossovers, and Kia is betting on the fact that with some sporty intentions, sporting designs, and the right options, that gearheads like you and I and families will start investing back in the midsize sedan.
Definitely. Speaking of, this is not your dad's Kia, is it?
No, definitely not the 97 Kia Sophia that I was introduced to
Right.
when I met with the Kia brand for the first time in my life.
Yeah, this is
Kia
a little different.
has come a long way since 1997's beige base model Kia Sophia with
Right.
a 5-speed that my dad bought.
Did it have over 100 horsepower? I have to look that one up to see.
I will have to look that one up. I bet you it probably had 90. But
See, so this has got 100 more horsepower than what that one did. So, stepping up in the world. All right, you want to drive?
yeah, why don't we find a spot for us to switch around, and I'll get behind the wheel of this thing.
See if you can scare me.
I doubt I can scare you.
All right, so we're still in sport mode.
All right, so
You've had a little bit of time to play with it.
I'm going to play just a little bit more.
No.
Yeah, just so there is no launch control that I found in it.
Right.
So you pretty much just brake torque it. So foot on both.
Mat it.
Let it go.
Ooh, we got a little slippage. I can feel it turning. That does really well.
So again, neither one of us
Right.
with our dailies are in very fast cars.
No.
You're definitely in a more exciting one. I'd say mine is fun to toss around the corners.
Oh,
the steering
yeah.
on mine is great. Plus, 6-speed manual.
Right.
So-
Well, and yeah, 5-speed in mine, which is, one less than yours, but
I did notice when you let me drive that the first time, I tried putting it in 6 because I'm so used to finding that last gear.
Right.
And yeah, I was hunting for a little while, so that was fun.
bad things happen to good people when you go for 6th gear and a 5-speed.
But, so it's an automatic, but it's fun. To your point,
Right.
It's intelligent. It's not hunting for gears.
Oh, yeah.
It finds the right gear when you want it, and you go.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's not sport. It's not a sports sedan. It's a sporty sedan.
Right.
And, oh, she's telling me now. So,
Well, you turned all the fancy stuff back on.
I did. I just wanted to experience it again.
Yes.
See what it's like. But we're about to turn on some rougher roads where we can kind of gauge how this is when stuff gets a little bumpy, how
Yep.
it composes itself. And let me tell you, I did this loop yesterday with my 2 almost 3-year-old asleep in the back seat. Carved some corners, slept through it all.
Nice.
Found some bumpy roads, slept through it all. So the ride on this car is
Yeah.
very composed. And again, stepping up from an 8-year-old compact car to a brand new mid-size sedan that is firm and planted down to the road, the ride quality is very impressive.
Big difference.
Yeah, night and day. So competition for this car, Matt.
Yeah.
You've got its sibling across the way with the Hyundai Sonata, which of the two, I say this is the better looker.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Kia's styling is on point here lately. I think I love everything that they do. This being probably the second or third best design they have, Stinger being one,
Right.
and the new Sorento coming soon to Garage Talk. The new Sorento is probably their best looking SUV, and the Telluride's are most popular.
Oh, yeah.
So Kia's just on point with their design and styling, but you've got the Chevy Malibu. So Ford has killed the Fusion, so it's gone. You've got Toyota Camry and
Yep.
Honda Accord, the two
Yep.
mainstays in the segment. And
Kind of the two benchmarks, really, for the segment. And
yeah.
man, this, I would venture to say that this might oust them as being the top dog.
It checks all the right boxes for me. You know I love color, and the color combination on this thing is spectacular.
Yes.
So I love these red seats. I almost called them leather seats, but this is the Syntex seating. So not full leather, it's synthetic, but it looks good.
Oh, yeah.
I know your brother-in-law was commenting on some of our social posts about how it's more toned down
Yes.
than what you get in the Camry. The Camry is loud, bright red,
Oh, yeah.
in your face, whereas this is a little more subdued and
A little more refinement,
Yeah.
a little more,
livable for a family sedan.
Definitely.
I will say, Tucker, my 2-year-old, absolutely loved it. He got in, seats are red, Daddy. So, checks all the right boxes with him, too.
Awesome.
All right, Matt. So, we talked a little bit while we were driving. Impressions, interior.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Hands down.
the build quality on this is impressive. The materials that they use in here, I love this. It's hard plastic, but it's got texture to it. I don't even know how to describe it specifically, but just great, like you said, everywhere you touch, great textiles.
Yeah.
Love it. And one feature that I just noticed moving to get this shot is this little lip right here on the door handle. So when you grab it, you can pull the door shut. How about that? I love everything about the interior of this. It's sporty. The seats grip you in just the right way.
Nice bolsters.
The material, I mentioned while we were driving that it's not leather. You wouldn't know unless I told you, right?
Right.
It gives the impression of full leather, but they're grippy. The bolsters hold you in place as we carve up the corners.
Oh, yeah.
And just all around a great place to be.
And plenty of tech to go along with it. I'm not much for a tech.
For you to
person.
even bring that up is something big.
I know. But simple things like wireless charging for your phone. Just drop it in the slot and go.
And wireless CarPlay. I love wireless CarPlay. Now, in my time of testing this, I have had 2 issues where it, for some reason, has lost connection, but just poking around on it, it came right back. So if that's an issue for you, plug it in, you're good to go. Now, some things that we didn't get to talk about while we were driving, this helper screen in the middle of the dash.
Yeah.
So we had it for the most part set to show all-wheel drive because we like to see where the power's going. But you can do all sorts of different things, like set your following distance on the adaptive cruise control. You can see what doors open, what trunk's open. If the trunk is open, you can see how all these systems, if they're on, if they're off, and really comprehensive system of keeping in touch of what's going on with the car. Tells you how many fuel miles to empty, tire pressure monitoring, all that good stuff.
All the good.
So what about backseat comfort? This is a family sedan after all. Let's see how much room is back there.
To be honest, it's pretty spacious back here.
Pretty comfortable. I'm sitting behind myself,
right?
Because I was the last to drive it. I've got tons of room back here.
And on purpose, I moved this seat all the way back, and I've still got, I mean, I can put my hands in front of my knees. I'm comfortable. I'm not all up in the passenger seat.
Yep.
The head room could leave a little to be desired.
They put a little cutout here for our head.
Right.
I feel sorry for whoever's got to deal with this in the middle.
Right.
And that center tunnel hump.
Oh yeah.
For the all-wheel drive.
Let's see if I can get over.
Oh, we're getting a little cozy back here. Okay.
PG, Corey.
You know there's more room over there.
Yeah, I know. It really doesn't work for an adult in this spot.
No.
But
for two, not
two,
bad.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm 5'10". I'm the average male. Sitting behind myself, plenty of room back here.
Oh yeah.
Very comfortable.
3 places for car seats, although I don't know that you could get 3 car seats all the way across back here.
Yeah,
be a little snug.
3 car seats would be a little snug, and I'd say for adults, great place to be.
Oh,
fold down armrest, cup holders. Seats actually fold down. The releases are in the trunk, but fold down so that you can get big cargo back here. And all in all, not a bad place to be. Even got a couple of USB chargers back here.
Yeah, and a beautiful view through the roof too.
Yeah. So, you know, you mentioned headroom. The sunroof stops right here in front of us, but the view, we still get all the benefits of it.
Oh, definitely.
And don't have to worry too much as long as we're on the outboard. All in all, not a bad place to be.
No, not at all.
Now, I will say, materials back here, you're a second-class citizen compared to the front.
Well,
harder plastics everywhere, still look good.
When it comes to the things you touch on a normal basis, though, the handle, the pull, like you mentioned on the driver door, those are back here as well. It's really not a bad place
to road trip.
To road trip, yeah. I could totally road trip back here.
Yeah, this would be a very nice road trip rig for crossing the state of Texas.
That'd be a trip.
All right.
All right, Corey. You got it in sport mode?
I don't have it in sport mode, so twist the dial here. Sport mode. All right, sport mode activated.
Yep.
And all-wheel drive on.
Active.
And let's go. I absolutely love these roads. The elevation changes, the curves.
Right.
It is a fun place to drive. And when I just need to get out, this is where I come. Like you said, it goes where you point it.
Yeah.
One of the point and shoot benefits of a front wheel drive bias, but with that all-wheel drive, you don't have to worry about oversteer, understeer, anything like that. It keeps you, it tracks exactly where you point it. So as far as an everyday driver, this thing is super comfortable. You and I have taken it on some bumpy roads. It handles everything just like that, quite well. Like, you're not jarred, you're not rattling any marbles you may have loose up there.
Shh. Talk about those.
But it's a very calm, compliant ride. And to your point, when you were driving, it handles the corners quite well.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't have the full sport tuning of the GT model. Again, I don't think we can say it enough. This GT line is an appearance package, pure and simple.
It is a good looking appearance package, though.
especially in this wolf gray color. I don't think I'm ever going to get over how good this wolf gray color looks, especially with the red interior.
The red does set it off really nice.
Yeah, if you're going to go with a muted exterior color, you got to have something to pop on the inside. This gray would not look as good with a black interior or a gray interior. You just got to have that something extra.
Definitely.
So, yeah, it's done really well on fuel economy since we've had it. And, you know, with that fuel sipping 1.6 liter, it's only 0.2 liters bigger than my 1.4 liter turbo in my Chevy Cruze Eco. So, it does really good on fuel economy.
Average in town and on the highway about 29 miles to the gallon. So, right in line with, really right in line with where these mid-size cars have been for a long time.
So, final thoughts, Matt. Would you spend your money on it?
I would, especially for the price point. I mean, you get a whole lot of car for not a lot of money.
So the window sticker is actually right there in the glove box. And the only real options that this one has outside of the $3,700 all-wheel drive or all-weather drive package is the color and the floor mats.
Oh, wow.
Sure out the door, stickers for what, Matt?
$30,655.
Which for a very roomy, fuel-sipping, sporty-looking rig with all the technology, beautiful skylight, sunroof.
Still fun to drive, even if you're just commuting.
Yep. For 30 grand, I'd say I can see spending some money on this.
Yeah. Definitely. Again, a massive shout out to Pelche Kia of Tyler for giving us some wheel time, really. I mean,
absolutely.
They handed us the keys and said, have at it, and have given us the opportunity to review this car for you. If you're in the market for a new Kia, I would highly recommend the K5. I would also highly recommend that you visit Pelche Kia in Tyler and check them out.
Josh and his team will hook you up, set you up, have you on your way in no time. They've been a blast to work with, and we are just incredibly grateful for the partnership we're building with them.
Kia aims to disrupt and inspire the mid-size sedan market with the all-new Kia K5, replacing the aging Optima sedan.
Contrary to popular belief, the mid-size sedan is not dead. Major brands such as Ford and Chevy are exiting the market altogether, killing off their Fusion and Malibu sedans respectively.
Kia and its parent company Hyundai have no intentions of exiting the midsize sedan game anytime soon. While other players are retooling to make more crossovers, Kia plans to eat up the market share vacated by its fallen adversaries. Kia's marketing department declares that the K5 is set to, quote, disrupt and inspire the midsize sedan segment. And after driving the 2021 K5 GT line, we tend to think they're onto something.
Fueled by an unstoppable spirit to push harder and work smarter, Kia was determined to give it everything instead of giving it up, completely rethinking the traditional sedan.
While it seems that the growing niche in the SUV crossover world is rugged design declaring off-road intentions, passenger cars seem to be embracing the flair of sportiness and race-inspired touches. Who would have figured that we would see red seats in a mid-sized family sedan? Our K5 GT line sedan stickered for a pleasant $30,655, a welcome departure from the inflated retails of their taller siblings.
We feel like the example we were loaned for an all-too-short weekend test was a perfect example of how we might spec a K5 if we were shopping for our family. Sure, the Stinger DNA runs deeper in the full-fledged GT model with its 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine, which makes 290 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. And it's paired with the new 8-speed wet dual-clutch transmission, which will rocket you from 0 to 60 in a Kia-claimed 5.8 seconds. But our GT line just had to make do with the 1.6-liter Turbo 4, making only 180 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This smaller engine had more than enough pep for our sedan when cruising around town and is the only engine available with Kia's new all-weather drive system. The GT has to settle for putting all that power down through its front wheels only.
But the sacrifices made in traction don't quite make up for the added power you would get with the GT model. The all-weather drive system, a first for a Kia sedan, delivered the power precisely where it needed to be as we rounded corners and crested hills. The system, only available on the 1.6-liter equipped LXS or GT line trims, uses an electro-hydraulic system to control the all-wheel drive coupling for a quicker response and more precise control, and actively distributes torque between the front and rear wheels, depending on road conditions and driving situations.
Representing one of the biggest leaps forward between generations in recent automotive history, the K5 celebrates a bold new chapter in Kia's story with an equally bold name to emphasize the midsize sedan's revolutionary design. All new safety and performance enhanced N3 platform, turbocharged engines, available all-wheel drive, and high-impact technology. In other words, Kia's Give It Everything philosophy in the US is evident and alive in this new machine. When it comes to the midsize sedan segment in the States, you really have one of two main options outside of Hyundai Kia. That's a Honda Accord and the segment leader Toyota Camry. Kia plans to change all of that with this new K5.
And I think they can do it. They've got all the right tech in all the right places. They've got all the right curves in all the right places. And they've got all the right power in all the right places.
All said, this is a vehicle that we could very much see in either one of our driveways, and we would not be disappointed to have it. Again, a huge thank you to Pelche Kia of Tyler for loaning us this vehicle for the weekend. If you are in the market for a new Kia K5 and are in the East Texas area, be sure to take the short drive over to Pelche Kia Tyler and speak to our friend Josh Hartman, and he will hook you up.